When buying a flipped home, seller and buyer beware. Hello, I'm Frank Kenny with Living in Los Angeles South Bay. Today we're going to talk about flipper and unlicensed contractor disclosures. Beginning in July of 2024, a new law required flipper disclosures for residential 1 to 4 properties in which a transfer disclosure statement was also required. The rule is that for any property purchased and then resold within 18 months of acceptance of an offer, the seller must disclose whether any room additions, structural modifications, or other alterations or repairs have been performed by a contractor during the prior 18 months. If disclosure is required, the seller is then required to list all such improvements and provide the name and contact information for each contractor who performs services for $1,000 or more. Additionally, the seller must provide a list of those improvements for which the seller obtained permits and attached copies of those permits. If the seller does not have a copy of the permit, the seller is to provide the contact information of the contractor who pulled the permit. Notice that now the dollar amount is $1,000. A contractor's license is legally required if $1,000 or more is charged, including all labor and materials. As late as 2024, the cutoff was $500. However, a new law that became effective on January 1st, 2025 raised this figure to $1,000. This major change in the law is critically important to all home buyers. In the past, flippers and so-called contractors, or literally anyone, could purchase a property and make updates or remodel with or without permits and not disclose anything to the end buyer. This has been a major problem because unsuspecting buyers will get stuck with unprofessional work on a house and have problems in the future, including homes burning down. The previous law stated that the seller had limited responsibility to disclosure to the end buyer. Essentially, a flipper would buy a home, obtain disclosures from the seller they bought it from, but would not provide these disclosures to the end buyer, stating that they, the never lived here, so they do not know anything about the home. This new law now mandates that flippers disclose the work that they did. The disclosures for this are now in the legal documents that must be provided to the buyer from the seller, regardless if they are a flipper, contractor, or otherwise. All modifications of the home must be disclosed, even if the contractor is not licensed or even a licensed contractor. Even the fact that they were or were not licensed must be disclosed. So what's the bottom line? Well, when selling a home with recent modifications, be sure to disclose everything about the home and any modifications. And when buying a home, review and make sure all the disclosures from the seller are there and that everything is being disclosed, especially if the home has recently been remodeled or flipped. Please like and subscribe so you're guaranteed to get all of our current helpful videos. And please feel free to share these useful videos with your family and friends. Well, this is Frank Kenny with Living in Los Angeles South Bay, and I will see you on the next video.